Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we sift through the mind-numbingly boring documents so you don't have to. Today we're diving into Penguin Solutions' latest quarterly report, and let me tell you, it's got more twists and turns than a penguin on an icy hill. But we'll make some jokes along the way. Alright, this report covers Penguin Solutions' performance up to May of 25. But what does that actually mean for the company and its investors? Basically, it's how well the company performed for the last 3 months. Let's find out. But before that, if you appreciate us getting straight to the insights from the boring documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. Join us. First up, let's talk about what Penguin Solutions actually does. This company is in the tech world, focusing on things like artificial intelligence, high-performance computing, and advanced memory solutions. Think of it as providing the brains and the memory for really complex computing tasks. Alright, let's get into the numbers, people. Buckle up, because we're about to decode those financial tables. Quickly, I promise. First up. Looking at their balance sheet, it looks like they have around $292 million in accounts receivable. Accounts receivable is the amount of money that is owed to a business by its customers. Now, let's move down to the good stuff, retained earnings. Those are the profits that the company has kept over time. Looks like Penguin Solutions is holding on to a healthy $40 million in those. All right, let's check their revenue report. In the last 3 months, they report around $324 million in sales. Not bad. Although costs were around $230 million, netting them around $95 million in gross profit. But with all those expenses, what do they look like after tax? Looks like at the end of the day, the company's net income was around $3.4 million. As select yourself, you skip over cash flow for now, as those numbers can get quite confusing. Let's get to what all this financial jargon actually means. It's important to understand that this report covers a period where some major changes were happening for Penguin Solutions. Namely, they moved their main company from the Cayman Islands to Delaware in the United States. This move, called the US domestication, was a big deal that could have some important consequences, and we'll see what those are later on. Another thing to keep in mind is that the report excludes their Accession Brazil business, which they sold off. The company breaks down its assets, including physical property as well as intangible assets. You can think about intangible assets as the opposite to tangible assets. It can include things like brand name and intellectual property. The report also goes into detail about what it is like working for the company in terms of compensation. In terms of net sales, they share a report for each segment. The advanced computing portion of the business went down a bit, mainly due to the timing of customer hardware deployment. In regards to the integrated memory, there were higher sales volumes of DRAM products from improved marketing. The report also helpfully breaks down what it really costs them to run each segment. Related party transactions. This might sound like a boring accounting term, but these are actually super important. Here it means any deals with people or companies closely connected to Penguin Solutions, like major investors or even board members. It is basically a contract that states they anticipate to provide solutions to support SKT's future AI data center. So keep your eye on what they make with this SKT. Subsequent events, and these are events that happened after the quarter ended but before the report was filed. So basically stuff that happened when the report was compiled, and they entered into a new credit agreement. It's all debts and credit for now. But overall, what does it all mean? Let's find out. As always, let's dig into the risk factors, because that's where companies really spell out what could go wrong. One big risk is the US domestication, that move to Delaware. They might not actually get the benefits they're expecting from it. It's a risky move that might not pay off, since benefits are never guaranteed. They even admit that moving to the US could make paying taxes more expensive. There are some changes to protect them from being taken over, like a corporate fortress. This could protect the current team from a takeover. Also, on the flip side, it could make it harder for the company to be sold for a good profit. Debt could constrict the company's flexibility. Basically, if they don't make enough money and break terms with their lenders, they can lose borrowing ability, thus impacting future operations. Alright, let's zoom out and get a big picture. Penguin Solutions seems to be making a big transition while trying to stay up to par to market expectations and analysts. After offloading non-core assets, they have set their sights to integrating AI into future projects. It's not going to be easy after considering everything we have assessed today. Now I will give some quick hits. Strengths, They are divesting non-profitable parts of the company weakness. Their earnings can be volatile equities. They seem to be well positioned to capitalize on SKT AI infrastructure. But there's always risk of risk. They are not hitting on all business fronts. Some of the segments are taking off while others are struggling. Overall, Penguin Solutions is at a crossroads. All right, that's our Decoder take on Penguin Solutions' latest report. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching and see you next time on another episode of Corporate Decoder.